Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft, the mountain series that Spackle and I have currently. This is a little bit of a one-off video right now because I'm going to give you a little bit of my mountain tour. So, it's by no means finished. I want to preface this by saying that. It will be getting bigger and changed a little bit, but I figured you have seen a lot of it in the background of my video, so I figured that maybe it was a good idea to give you a little bit of an idea of what's going on back here and what's going on around my little mountain house. So if you see something in the background and you're confused about what it is, you can come back to this video and see what I'm referencing. With that being said, let's get into it. So, to start, you can kind of see Spackle's mountain across the way. But over here, we have this little entrance cave area, which if you saw episode 1, or like one of the earlier episodes that we created together, you remember me digging part of this out. I did finish it, so it is now a giant little cave that I added. I found some of these vines while mining, and I found one of those like lush caves, and I was like, this is way too cute to pass up. So I put a bunch of these down here. I think they are so cute, and they add a little something to this sort of top area. So I dug out this whole little cave area. I added some ponds, a little place where I could cook stuff in a pinch. We have some little sugarcane growing around the water sources. Pretty big fan of all of this area, but it is very, very cute. And over here, you can see my bed, and I have Spackle's bed over here. We both have I tried to make little end tables out of these little things. I just thought that looked pretty cute. And I put some little flower pots with some azalea bush, like the little starters, right over here. So we each have our little bedroom. And across the way, we have a couple of hay bales you can climb, along with some melon. And that's in general what this sort of area looks like. And we have a couple of moved blocks. One of the issues that I have in this house, unfortunately, is the copious amount of Endermen who come in and move stuff around. So we have a couple of blocks just hanging every once in a while, just like around. So I try to place them back into a moderately ordered fashion, but you know, it's all good. It feels more natural that way. So, I am a huge fan of this area, though, and these cute little trees that I added, and it just has a nice, like, vibe up here. Plus, I feel like I can see the entire world. Because we have this entrance, which shows us Spackle's area. Over here, we have the iron farm we made. I gotta say, I was going to make a video on it. I was trying to, like, look back at it. It was so boring. And so tedious that I was like, I'm not going to put you guys through that. So it is just made over there. But continuing on, if you go to the other side, you can see the back entrance to my house as well. And you can already see one of the things I've built over here and around this area. And I promise I'll get into that in more detail, but you can see there is a front and a back entrance and exit to this area, and I think that's really cute, and it makes up the perfect mountaintop for me. So we have two running water streams. Down here you can see the soul sand, so you can tell this is the water elevator, and this one has a little magma cube at the bottom, and it drags you down, so that's my little elevator. But going down the first level, we have the little farm area of everything. I'm pretty proud of my farms over here. I do, as per tradition dictates, it's high enough to jump, but not high enough to wreck the crops. So this section is my little wheat farm. Over here, I have my melon farm, which was used to stock my overhead, my little, like, bedroom home base area up above. Here we have some potatoes. I don't know how I broke that, but I definitely did. Probably a misclick. But I have my little potato section. I'm a pretty big fan of it. Keeps me very well stocked. Along with the carrots over here. And we have the netherwort over here. So I can use it for enchanting. We have some beetroot over here. And some pumpkin on this side. I think that covers pretty much every farm. Or everything you can farm from here. Back here, I had a couple escape vines coming in when I first built this area. Because there was a hole right at the top here, but I covered it up. And I kind of like the vines too much to cut them down, so I've let them free grow. They just live over here, very cute. We have a little crafting table, so if I do want to make bread, I can. Going over here, we have a chicken farm. And a little place where eggs can drop from that chicken in the little hopper area over there. So if I want to make a cake, I can. And we have some pigs over in this section. They're very cute. They're just vibing and living life. Such a fan of them. But I do have all the options to reproduce them, so that makes me very happy. There's at least 2 in every container at all times. Cows, again, reproduced a lot of them. They're killing the game over here. And lastly, over here we have sheep, which are also killing the game. There's a whole lot of them over here as well. I use them to make beds and these little platforms so that I can hop up and over these fences without risking the animal escaping. So that is always good. So continuing on down this way, we get to this floor, which there's a whole lot going on, so I'll break it down for you. So to start, let's start with the little, this was this little brewing station that I accidentally clicked, right-clicked, and ended up creating 4 of these little brewing stands. So I ended up using that as inspiration for my little brewing room. Down here, we have some dripstone creating water, so I constantly have it for my potion stuff. Plus, I think it's cute. And we have some lanterns around. I'm a huge fan of lanterns, if you couldn't tell. I love lanterns. I think they really spice up a build. So we have that area. And to match that, I made a very excessive sort of furnace area, I want to say. As a general, these are all pretty much empty. It's more for the looks. I do like a good look for furnaces, but I figured I do smelt stuff pretty consistently. So it seemed like a good idea to have a bunch of furnaces where I could access it. And above here, I was going to put this in, but I ended up popping the coal into one of these furnaces, but there's normally coal up in these 2 barrels so that I have easy access to them while smelting. So moving on, we have our exit outdoors into this sort of outside area. You can see Spackle's house again. The little villager area we built. A little bit of a better view of the iron farm in theory. Over here, there's the iron farm. A little dock over here. And this little landing area so I can supervise. Another little dock down this way. I love me some good docks. And going through here, we'll close the doors again, but that was my little outside patio. Leads to some docks. Over here, we have the little dog area. and a little cat area for where I put my little pets. I haven't found any dogs yet, but when I do, I have a little area for them. Over here we have the water, and we didn't have really a food bowl option, so I put lava in there because that seems like a good choice. They can't eat it in real life, so it's just there for aesthetic reasons, but it is an option. And I did the same over here for the cats as well. Pretty big fan of that. Over here we have our pond. I found a whole bunch of axolotls while mining, so this has become their little axolotl pond. But fun fact, originally this area was really empty, and like I said before, we got a lot of endermen here because it's tall enough for them to spawn. And so I created this hole so that, and it was filled up with water to start, so that endermen couldn't teleport to me, and I had a safe way of killing them in mass. So now it is a section for these little axolotls to swim. Moving on, we can see I have a little bit of another portal over here. And by little, I mean huge. I had a whole bunch of obsidian, and I decided to use it all to make this nether portal. I just thought it looked, might as well go big on it. And I have a little walkway over here to get to it, and some water, so in case I'm in the nether and I need to extinguish myself in the overworld, I can. I have never used it, but it is there if I do need it. Up these vines, we have like these little red vines. Red vines like the snack. But these are from the nether. I just thought that they added something to this area. Thought that was cute. And I put all of this wood and stuff that you can get in like the, I guess technically it's like stem or whatever. But I decided to mine a couple of those like tree stems down and make this sort of area. And it makes me happy. Again, with the lanterns, love me some good lanterns. Going down this little corridor area, I added a little glass over here because I thought it added some sass here. But here is my little enchanting room. And up here in this barrel, we have lapis, so I can actually enchant stuff like I would in essence this sword. But you'll see where I got this later. But I made this little area. I added some more of those glow berries because I think they're so cute. A little lantern because I, again, love lanterns. This area just makes me happy. So going through here, you can see there's a set of doors. And that is because it leads to a cross area between the entrance over here, which you probably have seen. But this leads you back to the front with the little enderman pool and the little area where I have my cats and my dogs and in theory my horses at the top. Did I show you that? I don't think I did. But up here I have my horse pen. And again, I don't have any horses, but I am on the lookout. So that will be added to it in the future, which will actually hopefully make this a little bit easier so that I could get through here with the horse. I could run around, have easy access to the outdoors from there. But through this exit, you can reach many different places. And lastly, you reach this area over here, which is the villager area and the little storage area. And this storage area was made entirely for show. Like, if you look around, most of these chests are empty. There is just nothing here, but I just thought that I could really finish out this corner with, like, this cute chest area. And the ones that I do have are such a mess. They're so unorganized. So I do have to go through and make that look a whole lot better and, like, sort this out. But I haven't yet, that's okay. And back over here, just to provide a little bit of light, we got a shroom light area, some leaves, and again, some starters and some little planters, just so that they wouldn't grow, on top of some grass blocks. yes, I thought it finished out the look and it looked really cute. Again, we have an excessive amount of lamps. I freaking love lamps. And I have a little crafting table because very often I don't want to run all the way to the exit over here where you saw originally and use the crafting table in the corner over here. So I plopped one over here so that I have easy access to one. And going through here, we have a couple of iron golems because this is the village. I did show in one of my previous episodes, I can link it right here. And in that episode, we had a section where we were like breeding villagers, but it is a little bit out of the way for me, so I thought I would add a little section near me where I can find villagers to trade with. So I have a couple of little houses where I can trade with. This one has mending, which it took me forever to get, but I was very happy when I did. So I do have a mending book in here. But these villagers I've already gone through and made sure that their trades were worthwhile. Because I have such big farms on my second floor, I do find it helpful to have a farmer so I can trade some for emeralds. We got a bunch of different villagers around here as well. But I'm pretty happy with this village. We, again, have a little house on stilts because I thought that was cute. It gives me kind of witch hut vibes, actually, a little oddly enough. But it is where I keep my little grindstones for those villager types. I've realized that they just sleep wherever they want to. But this little villager, he's just chilling over near his little fisherman area. We have a mini farm. Think it's real cute. Also good for food in a pinch as well. This is the librarian area, if you couldn't guess by just like all the books. And yes, I do have a ladder going all the way to the top. And a dude doing circles, you know. No judgment there. But we have an iron sword being offered here. Okay, spinny dude. Bye, dude. So, going through here, I do think I will add flooring to all of these houses that are on the ground. But for now, I don't. But over here, we have a couple of blast furnaces. And I do occasionally use these, even though they are the villagers'. But I did make this one look a little bit more castle-y, because I thought, you know what, they deserve to live in a castle. So I am a fan of that. And over here we have some brewing stands, so I can get some nice potions. Not from these guys, because they're librarians, because they sleep wherever they want. But, you know, in essence, that is there for them. We have a couple of bamboo shoots over here, because I just thought they finished out the corner nicely, and a little tree that I planted as well. And I was actually surprised it grew in such a short area, but I figured if they were able to grow in the upstairs area in my little home base area with my personal bed, they can definitely grow here. So I was very happy when that happened. And going through here, the iron golems just spawned. I didn't make them. But they are cute, and they are nice protectors. They do fight endermen, I did learn, which makes me very happy. But that is very good. We do have a nice collection of them, though. So you now have like a very in-depth version of this area. So going back over to here. Oh, we have an enderman up there, speaking of which. So we do have... Jesus! I'm so sorry. But I'll let him be at this point. He's not doing any harm. He just scared me. But we do have a path that goes up here, which I will show you later. But going down this little waterfall area, we can take this all the way down to this little pond. And through the help of a wandering trader, I was able to get some sea cucumbers. So this area is actually fairly well lit. And you can see this little entrance over here. If you go down here, there is my little mine. So it starts out like this little entrance over here. I've been debating adding like a little chest or something here with some backup supplies because I've had it so well lit that nothing spawns here. And it's a good place to like recharge. So I am debating putting some chests over here. Then we get into the main base of my mine area as well. This is all really cute. We have over here, one of my favorite parts is a little crystal section, which is where I got all of the spawned crystals over here because they reproduce so well. But this is where I got the amethyst for my little storage room and for my little potions area. So they do reproduce very quickly. So now I'm holding one in my arms. That's all okay. But that's pretty much the extent of like the cool parts of my mine, because most of it's just mining. It's not as cool. But going back up through this area, we're heading back. We will see the rest of this, I promise. Back to like my normal kind of cool down area. Through this hole and back into the pond that we have down here. And you'll notice from down here, and you probably have seen it already, but this is 2 blocks high. So I do have a secret sort of area right over here that I can just sit in. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this area yet. But I do think it's really cool that it's like a 2-block area and I can just walk around underneath it. It is a nice place to just chill. Especially to get away from Enderman, because I don't have a lot of space in that respect as you've seen in my house tour so far. So this is a very Enderman-free area. But I will add something more to it in the future. Going all the way up. You might have seen this section when looking through that back exit at the top of my mountain. But we have this cool entrance up to this tall tower. And at the top there's normally ender pearls, but unfortunately I used them all. But it is a very quick access way to throw ender pearls and get to almost everywhere that I've built. And even close to where Spackle is built over there as well. But it is a very nice place to like just travel around. But I do love these vines, and I felt like it did look cool, like being able to come all the way up here and get like a nice view of everything. And I promise I'll give a tour of this area as well. So you do see this sort of area as well here. I am a fan. But it makes me feel like fancy at the top of a tower. So going back down here, we are now to the last section of this pathway. So we've done this area, we've explored this area, we've explored this area, and now we are going up these little copper stairs because I have an excessive amount of copper and not a lot of uses for it. So I'm hoping these turn green and they'll go nicely with the grass, you know. So for now, we can go down these little copper steps. You can see I have a little pond over here, this little area. And if you look down right about here, you can see I have another amethyst geode down here. Ooh, and a little drowned zombie over here. And thanks to that one as well, we were also able to stock the supply of amethyst crystals as well. We have some over here, so like that kind of points out the pathing. So across from my little house, down these steps, you can see I have a little area over here that is all covered in moss. In the previous episode I've uploaded here, there was a section where Spackle and I found a sunken ship, and he found a moss block. With that one moss block and a whole lot of bone meal, I made this whole entire area. So this is all what it looks like now. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's pretty darn cute. And one of my favorite things about this area is this mini pond. I have a boat that currently lives in here and will always live in here because sailing around in circles in this little pond is very calming. I love it so much. It's so cute. But continuing on, I'm going to nab this boat from here because I keep forgetting that it's there. We have a little dock over here that I can beach. And if you look very carefully, I have a bridge over here that leads us out into the ocean, which does make travel a whole lot easier now. But I do think that'll be very helpful in the future for when Spackle and I explore out here. Oh, and I smacked into a fish. But we have a little dock over here, so we can hopefully see this from a little farther away with those little jack-o'-lantern heads to just indicate that we're here. And if you do sail around long enough, you'll see this sort of chasm area that'll lead you back right through here. And if you look over to this side, we're back to the pond that we started with. So although there is a path into this area, I decided to cut through because it just makes a lot of difference in terms of timing and getting through. It's just more convenient. So, but if we do stay on this outside path, you can see I built another bridge to just like knocking it through. And if you go through this way, you can get around to the front of my house. You can see this set of stairs and a whole bunch of boats. I made so many boats. But if you go up these stairs, run all the way up, you reach an entrance that leads to my farms. How cute is that? So although every level is accessible through these waterways, there is a way on land to get to every level of my house. So that is good. I do enjoy that as well. Especially for the multiple times that Spackle has blocked me out of them. So that is very helpful. So I do have this little landing that I have not decorated at all over here. And I think I will in the future episodes. But for now, this is very plain. But going down here again, we have another boat. I'm gonna hop in one of here. You can see Spackle's area all around here. And down here is another sort of dock entrance. And this is a section for my little sweet berry bushes. So I really did try to get every farm I could. But I did just harvest this, so they have not grown. But over here, you reach the bottom of the mountain, and you can see where the water elevators start. So, again, you can see the blocks from all the way in the ceiling you saw. We have the going down elevator and the going up elevator. Or little water elevators, waterways, whatever you feel like calling it. But going through this way, we can hop into a boat. You can see the other docks that I mentioned before. And when we circle around, you can see a little entrance that you couldn't see from this dock previously. But I promise you have probably seen this area before, because if you take this waterway through, you are greeted with another amethyst section that leads right out to the pond, which is originally what I was pointing out here. So, now we'll park back in the dock area, and you have had a complete overview and tour of my house. So, we are back on this floor. And we can go up. Again, this was the crafting table I was referencing back with the storage area over here. I don't know if I directly addressed it, but this has been here since I've dug this whole area out, and I feel like it's tradition to keep us here. But from here, we can take the path upwards, all the way up to the top, and get into bed and go to sleep. Ooh. Alrighty. So, thank you so much for tuning into this little episode of, I guess it's not really an episode of Spackle and me today, because it is just me currently, but thank you so much for tuning in for this house tour. Maybe, I'm gonna hope maybe in the future I can rope Spackle into giving you a house tour as well. Fingers crossed. And I shall see you next time.